Hey. So yes, I didn't even I soft launched the microphone. I got one on Take a Lot. Shout out to Boya. They're not sponsored. I wonder if it's upside down. That would bother me. So yes, hi. Tsepo Molepo is the name. It rhymes. When I was in kindergarten, they would say Tsepo Molepo ping pong pepo, And I think because I refer to my childhood a lot, that's what made people think I'm an introverted sensor. But the thing is, guys, I I've observed and I've seen that obviously if you're into Myers-Briggs, you know that ISFJs are the most common type. So I've just observed most of the world navigates the world first from a sensing place. And so I've just been like, in order for me to relate to people and to find some sense of belonging, and really it's in order to be understood by people, I have to refer to some of the sensing things so that by the time I make my point about the connections, they understand where I was coming from. But the problem is, usually the way conversations go is people are like, I don't understand how this is relevant to what we're talking about. So, in any case, see now, what does the fact that they had that chant have to, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about today? I just like the fact that it rhymes. And you see, even the fact that I remember that, and my memory is so bad, to get to the point. So yes, last video, a lot of people said they see more sensing than intuition. And so I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to see how I'm answering these questions. What is my rationale behind selecting strongly agree versus agree? Because TI, the details are really, really important. Those subtle distinctions are really key. So yeah, now you get to see it. And so that's why I decided to do like a full video recording me doing the tests, as opposed to just saying, here's my result, then you actually get to be with me. And in sign language, this means second. That's first, second, third. So that would just be third. So second of all is I also want you guys, for those of course who are curious but not curious enough to do the test yourself, just to give you guys the opportunity to see where you relate to me and where you don't. And please let me know if there's anything, obviously, like a highlight or something noteworthy for you worth putting in the comments. But I do want to know. And even if you think of somebody else, like a coworker or a family member, that comes to mind with a certain point. Also, like the heart of me recording and sharing all of this is just to create more empathy in the world. Like, there are those of us who get judged for, certain mannerisms or behaviors that we have that just make sense to us but don't to the world. And it's only once we've got the diagnosis or people are like, oh, you have ADHD, that's why, da 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 da. So I'm going to extend more grace to you in this area. The default should just be to extend grace to everybody anyway. Like, neurotypical people could just be having a bad day, and that's why they're more introverted. It doesn't mean you don't have to take that situation personally, for example, or a neurotypical person may be in a really good mood that day, and that's why they're super talkative. Don't label them annoying or don't label them self-centered just because they're having a good day and they're more expressive in that time. So extend grace in general. And hopefully this video, I don't know, maybe it's just in the fact that I've articulated the intention that's gonna do something. I don't know. Anywho, so what happened was I did 2 Myers-Briggs tests, and then I did a series of tests on neurodivergence. Well, they're called self-screenings. So that included OCD, narcissistic personality disorder, and psychopathy. And the point is, I did them just because I was like, wow, they have tests for these on this website. Let me just say, I didn't complete the psychopathy one just because I noticed about 8 questions in that, oh right, psychopaths are extremely apathetic, and I'm not. And so yes, I ended up doing 2 screenings for OCD, but the neurodivergent test you'll see in another video, just because I wanted, first of all, it was going to be very long. And also, I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to be autonomous about, how you spend your time. Because if you only care about the neurodivergent side of things and not really Myers-Briggs, then you can just devote your time there, and vice versa for Myers-Briggs. If you're not interested or don't really care to see the neurodivergent screenings, then you can just focus your time on one video, as opposed to I post both of them together and then you just skip to what you want. So is that all? I do maintain that I am an INFJ. The way I understand it is, no, you can't be an INFJ as a child and an ISTJ as an adult, or, like you can't be 2 different types. Even though you resonate with one or the other, or functions of one and the other, that could either just show that you're a developed or a healthier expression of that type. And so if you think to your childhood, those are the raw materials, right? So who you were then is probably like in essence who you will always be. And yeah, so I think this video proves that as well. And you'll see in my results that it doesn't matter what experience or season I'm going through, whatever circumstance, a certain situation might force certain cognitive functions to come to the forefront, but that doesn't mean that that's a natural thing, for me. And it doesn't mean it's going to last either. So the thing about me knowing that I'm an INFJ is there are things about the way my functions work together that has been consistent in my rebellious phase, in my super fundamentalist dogmatic phase, and by phase I just mean era. So yes. Also, do let me know how you guys feel about the music. I mean, my intention was to have no music, like for all of my videos, just so it feels more present, like you're with me and not like you're watching content. But I do get that it can be difficult to keep someone's attention if there isn't like underlying background something. So let me know how you feel about me adding music this time around. I think in this kind of video I could accommodate it because it is different. I know for vlogs you definitely need more of that atmospheric soundscape situation, but for more talky videos I do like that it's silent, But yeah, if more of you guys prefer no music, I'll just re-upload this. Yeah, okay, bye. Or maybe just for the next video I won't add music. Yeah, so it depends on you guys. Oop. Do you want me? Do you wanna love me like that? Here we go, y'all. Have I personally? No. No, I haven't. I'm a woman. See, they need to ask the specifics. How old am I? I just turned 26. Oh, dang. I get the impression they're asking this for demographic purposes, not because it's actually going to inform their answer. It depends. In a worship or church context, I love being in groups. But when it comes to school projects or things like that, I much rather prefer to work alone. But I think I do better in groups. I don't know how it works. I improvise. Yes, so it depends. Like I love improvising and thinking on the spot. And by I love, I just mean I tend to do it. Though when it comes to like work, like me working and doing admin at the preschool, you need to tell me a list of things to do and I'll do it in my own time. And And I like that I have flexibility with when I do them and in what order. And I can go out and spend like 20 minutes in a class with the teacher and come back. So yeah, that's not really improvising. That's more about spontaneity. And I get that they're similar, but yeah, I accept things as they are. Strongly agree. Yeah. Well, like, if it was up to me, it would probably be more spontaneous, like in the moment, an hour before, 2 hours before. But I know things function better when you're giving enough time, whether it's planning with other people or plans that I make for myself. So that's why I would say agree, because I had to learn to do it that way. No, I'm not mellow. I prepare. No. Wow. It depends what. Actually, no. I do prefer multiple choice. I was gonna say if it's religious and like things that I enjoy talking about, essays. Then if it's things that I really prefer just memorizing, multiple choice. But the truth is, I prefer multiple choice for either. I would find more enjoyment in just like, what are the facts? Here are the facts. I know the facts, and it just being straight to the point. Because with essays, it's like, I'll get in my head about how do I articulate this in a way that you understand it exactly how I'm thinking it. So I tend to go out of town. Agree. Yeah. No, although I rationalize them. So I'm not uncomfortable with them. When they come, I'm like, wow, that's a feeling. But I don't really know what to do with them afterwards. So I kind of just get busy. And usually it's intellectually or like in terms of entertainment. Because I don't know what to do with them, my emotions. I play hard. This is true. I'm easily hurt. No, I don't think so. It depends. It depends. It depends. I fit in. I find a way to fit in. I'm focused on the future. Yeah, I'd say so. I like to perform in front of other people. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't know why I hesitated, I do. Disagree. I rely on memory instead of definitely not. Definitely not. I'm skeptical. I'm very optimistic. But when I notice a feature about someone or something, then I can immediately be like, okay, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about this just because I can see where this is going. So I'm not skeptical in general. It's just with specific scenarios or people. Definitely not. Definitely not. Should I say strongly agree, disagree? No, because it also depends. And it doesn't even depend on whether or not I like what needs to get done. Because when it comes to making music or, recording these videos, I may really want to do it, but I really just need to be in the right headspace. Even if I'm in a good mood, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in the right headspace. I procrastinate, for sure. Perfect question to do next. I plan far ahead, absolutely. I want to believe. Sure, I do believe. It's not a 1 to 2 for me. Like, innately, I just believe. Same thing. Oh, I guess this is a little bit different because I believe I have a mechanical mind, but it's also something that I feel like I need to keep practicing. I don't know if that makes sense. It'll make sense to who it makes sense to. I keep a clean room. Disagree. It's organized mess. I get fired up at parties. It depends. It depends. But for the most part, I get fired up by like a really good conversation with somebody. And that anytime I'm out in public, even if it's people I don't know, yeah, I get fired up just by the connections. So, and I say that as someone who doesn't go to parties. So when they're saying parties, I'm like, okay, social gatherings. Totally. You know, whether I want to or not, sometimes I'm like, ooh, I'm making this decision from my heart, and then in hindsight I'm like, that was actually just my head. I like to know who, what, and when. Absolutely, details are everything. I listen more than talk. Absolutely, I ask all the questions, whether it's people I know or don't know. I'm gonna say agree, and this is where people are like, you're definitely a sensor. I commit, neutral. I want people's respect more than they love. No, not at all. Not at all. I describe events by focusing on what happened rather than no. It's always about meaning for me. I am bored by time alone. That's actually true, guys. Strongly agree or agree. I'm gonna say agree, because when I'm alone, I have to like, and even when I do this, I get bored of this, so then I have to watch a YouTube video or something. That's my time alone. Or, you know, doing Just Dance. I could spend hours doing, but I have to be active in order for that time alone to feel fulfilling, you know? Absolutely. I find it difficult to yell very loudly. No. Well, yelling, I don't yell. So I guess, yes, actually this is strongly agree. I work best alone, I suppose. Okay, tears on my pillowcase. The whole second half of me taking the test didn't record. But hey, I am apparently an ENFP. Oh, but here's my answers, because I recorded it on my laptop. So apparently I'm an ENFP, which checks out according to the 4 sides of the mind theory of how to interpret myres-briggs. Because if I am an INFJ, my shadow is ENFP. So that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Personality isn't a category. Okay, talk to us. People aren't either extroverted or introverted. Rather, most people are somewhere in the middle. What does this mean? I don't get this one. But okay, I'm more of a feeler, absolutely. And I'm more of a judger, absolutely. Okay. Oh great, it even tells me my big 5. High on extroversion, definitely high on agreeableness. Low on conscientiousness, definitely. I do not stress for anything, even if I wanted to. Neuroticism, I'm low. Oh, opposite. Yes, low on neuroticism checks out because of what I said, but what's conscientiousness? Oh, so like ISTJs are definitely high in conscientiousness. Yeah, I want to be there. I want to be there, but I also just accept and embrace who I am. In terms of adulting, I'll do the adulting ISTJ things my way. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, our big 5. Oh, this is I love this. I love this site. This is so nice because they're showing how it integrates, how it's integrated. Okay, but I want you to tell me how you know I'm more of an intuit than a sensor. So they're saying I have kind of like a balance. But in any case, they gave me ENFP, which means I'm an intuit. Okay. Oh, but that means I'm an extroverted intuit. Whatever, let's do the next test.
Why you niggas snitching on my ass like crazy? Niggas are snitching on my ass like crazy. Snitching on my ass like man.
Okay, so here are my results. Okay, you can pause them if you want to read them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna be like, girl, this Tipple 2000 is, there's a lot of Tipple 2000s, and then someone's gonna clock it and be like, yeah, because she takes the test a lot. Let's see what they're gonna give me. What they're gonna give me. Okay, limited. Okay, limited SE. Okay, my highest is interesting. My highest is FI. Interesting. FI, then FE, then NE. See? Whatever, what did they give me? ISFJ. You see? Am I surprised? No, but it's interesting. Here, introverted feeling is the highest at 189. So then why the kook did they give me SF if NF is my highest? See? Anyway. Now let's do the neurodivergent test. Oh, girl.